Good evening everybody, welcome to the European Racing League here for the F1 tier, the Azerbaijan Grand Prix Round 4. I'm commentator Owen White and welcome to qualifying. As you can see, luckily just been able to catch, I believe, the first lap. This is a lap on the soft as well. This should be a pretty simple strategy. This one should be simply just soft to hard. But by the looks of it, some people may be leaning more towards medium to hard. Maybe with the lower lobby, it could become more viable for people. So we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, we'll follow us all around and see what people come up with. First of all, need to get some link site. It'd help, wouldn't it? God, we need it. Alright, link out. Hopefully we get some people in here then. Anyway, for a poll today, I'm not 100% sure what sort of laps we'll be looking at. I would have thought possibly something like 36s, maybe 37s, 36s, somewhere around there. It just depends on what people are going to be doing here, but we'll find out. Here comes Zach to the line to set the benchmark for everyone to try and beat in the Renault. He should just about have enough deployable energy there to get to the line, so he's managed it well there as well as he goes into the 37.6 range for his first lap. Now, let's watch Cal, because I know there's another car coming to the line, but I'm going to miss it. It's Speedster who takes that P1 spot, and now Calker's coming round to try and take it off him. In the Mercedes, he's going to just about have enough ERS as well, so these guys are really managing this quite well. They're going to the limit on their usage, so they've seemingly got that down quite well. Calker's nearly into the 36s already and is on top for now. Lormans is the only other driver on a lap on these softs. I'm racing him tomorrow in ILR, I think, so it's probably keep a very close eye on this. Good, keep doing that. Keep doing that, and I won. Here's Jano on a night lap. He's also on softs. We've got a few laps from people on hard. Let's see how they are going. Medium pilot, not a million miles off Lorman's time. He probably should beat him actually, but we'll see to the line. Here he comes in the Mercedes. He won't beat him. He will get within 3/10 of him and 1.8 of his teammate, which isn't too bad actually. That's a good lap on the hards. Lakitu is coming through now. He's not even using his ERS, he's lost his front wing look on his Haas, so it's not gone too well there. He's going to be into the pit lane. Here's Marquez. I think he'll be the first of the Red Bulls to start a lap, so we'll follow him round. No real point doing an onboard look around yet, I don't think, unless we're looking at somebody on the softs, but sure, we'll keep an eye on Marquez anyway and see how he gets on. Down to 3 on the energy there. You can use 4 for the straight. If you're in the middle sector, you can probably get away with sitting on 2 or 3. Depends on what he does. He's on to 5 for this back straight. Just keep an eye on what he does with it though, because it is constantly changing, isn't it? His ERS is very difficult to manage on this track, and it could be the key to pole today, because that whole last sector is just a straight blast. You know, it's full throttle for pretty much 30 seconds straight. You need to get it perfect. But yeah, having a good ERS will help with that. Anyway, looks like it's all going relatively okay for Marquez so far. You can cut that turn 7 a little bit there. You can get away with that. You need full commitment into here on the softs. Not great on the hards, and as you can see, he did try and push maybe like it wasn't a soft lap. He hit the wall, broken front wing. But I'm sure he'll probably still finish the lap anyway. It is only a banker lap. As long as he doesn't lose a wheel, then he should be alright. But testing the limits on the hards just means when he comes around to do it again on softs, he may be a lot better off for it. But he's certainly not on a quick lap. Let's watch someone who is on a quick lap. And that is Jano on the soft tyres. That'll be into the wall if he's not careful. He's really got that raw into the braking zone. And that could be lap done for him. Rafa is coming round. We'll take you around for a lap of the Baku City Circuit. Like I say, it's just such a long blast down to turn 1. It is difficult to manage the ERL, but we'll see how Rafa gets along. Down to turn 1, you want to be going to about 4th or 3rd. It depends on preference. Some people go to 3rd a little bit and then up to 4th again, as Rafa's done. People just stay in 4th sometimes. But through 3rd down the exit there, I'd imagine somebody like Marquez would probably end up in 1st through turn 2 there and up to 3rd. Because you can do your double shifting trick again on this game now. And as you can see, the short shifting really is the way to go on this game now. But Rafa, relatively clean in the first sector, nothing too bad with the car, nothing really stepping out on it. Probably a bit too conservative, I would have thought there, actually, into 5. Maybe he could have put a little bit more into it, but well, guess there's stuff to improve later on. Turn 8, how much commitment through here? None, let's be honest there. Not really anything. He's certainly keeping it nice and calm anyway. For a banker, doesn't need to absolutely, destroy the car on his first try. Staying up in 7th through here. It's a difficult braking zone as well to get right. You sometimes have to cut that corner. It's a difficult one though. It depends if he's actually got away with that one, if he'll have a better lap. He certainly looks like he's hiding a bit of pace. I just don't know what a fast lap looks like around Baku, but he's coming around anyway. We'll see if he can keep this lap, because he has had a couple of corner cuts. But the Ferrari driver of Rafa to the line. His ERS, we saw him switching up and down throughout the whole lap. He should have enough to get to the line, but he will pit. I sort of thought he would have invalid time anyway. Let's just actually have a look on that one. He almost certainly invalidated it. I guess it doesn't even note, does it? No, it didn't actually. Didn't invalidate. Wow. Useful. Useful to know for everyone else. Speedster now has started the lap. He's already a tempo in the first sector, looking to get himself into the 36s in his Alfa Romeo. Let's run on board again. See how he handles turn 8. There's still 8 minutes to go, but he's putting a lot more into this now. Keeping it nice and stable up the hill and through the little tight twisty bits. In fact, the entry up the hill, in my opinion, is the easier part. It's actually when you get to the top of the hill, you have to do that right hander afterwards. And then the left straight after. What would that be? 8, 9, 10 and 11 that would be then. It was such a difficult section because the rear tyres can get overheated so quickly up there. And it's so easy just to spin round. But yeah, luckily Little Speeds have kept it nice and smooth, and it should lead to a pretty good lap time. I think he's got enough ERS as well to get to the line. So, will this be P1? It's certainly been good so far. Should be in the 36s, I would have thought. And it is. 3 tenths clear at the top then for Speedster. And missing turn 1, I think there must have been a car or something. Either that or he's just got it completely wrong and maybe it was going to hit the wall. Kalkers is also improving though. He's had a fantastic first sector. Let's see if he can carry the form on through the middle and the final sectors. General's crashed for the second time in 2 laps, and I think Kalkers messed his lap up somehow. Who's further? Lorman's is further. He hasn't improved by that much. There's the K2's car. He's binned it at the final little corner. People don't really count it as a corner, but well, it is, as you can see by the carnage. But Lorman's to the line in his Toro Rosso to improve his time. Not moving up any positions, but still better than before. Will Zach improve much in the first sector? Looks like he's actually being caught by the Williams there, but he is improving. That's a Williams on the right lap though, so maybe he just came out close. Anyway, let's watch Zach. I don't know if it's worth getting in his Instagram link out for this, but I'll try it anyway. Mentalism Nolan is in the chat as well. Hello to you. Nice to see you. I hope I said that right. Mentalism, yeah, I'm sure I said that right. If I haven't, then oh well. Hello anyway. I am noticing though that these drivers are cutting this corner so much. Where is the limit here? Is that too much? Is that too little? It's too much, right? That's something we need to work out here, because I was so surprised to see some of the laps seemingly being valid. Rafa, even though he pitted, his lap was his lap was valid by the looks of it. Even though he cut massively some of the corners, it's maybe a very exploitable track. Something we'll have to find out maybe at the end when we really see people start to go for it. But anyway, no one's on a proper lap on the softs right now, but Medium Pilot is on a lap on the mediums. And this is, as I say, maybe one of the advantages of having a lower lobby number, because Andre and Medium Pilot both looking to qualify in the top 10 on a set of those lovely shiny medium compound tires. The tire looks very nice in that Mercedes, I must say. Through to the castle section, let's see how he takes it. Medium Pilot, yeah, he's taking it relatively well, hitting the apex as well, seemingly very hooked up on that Mercedes car and enjoying himself. He might even get a stitching with this car ahead, but he's moved out of the way before any sort of stitching could happen. Big cut there again. No sort of contact on the wall there, so he's hit that relatively well, but he's only a second up. He'll probably only got one position there. He will want to find a little bit more in that last section, maybe get up towards Zach and Lorman, but we'll find out where he goes in a couple of moments on those mediums. DRS. Staying on the left hand side, I see a lot of people do that in their qualifyings, and it is only P5 for Medium Pilot. Will he keep that? I don't know. I think we'll see the softer runners certainly be a lot quicker. Looks like Andre isn't going to be as quick as anyone else at the moment. He's only up by a tenth, so he has to find a lot more than that to get a proper lap in the Williams. He's also going to run an ERS. I think he's left it possibly a little bit too late to go, but we'll find out. I think he might just deroute. He's pitting. Guess we'll never find out. Rafa through the middle sector. Should be in the 112s maybe, or 113s. It's 113. As long as it keeps valid now, he should get an actual lap in and break into the top 5, he'd hope. Maybe even P1. Everyone is had to qualify lap now, of course. As long as it's a valid lap, then they will start on whatever tower they set their best lap on, because as you can see, it'll be in the top 10 regardless, because Lakiti's already out of it. Rafa abandons the lap again. We've only got 3.5 minutes to go, so we are at the final stages of qualifying. As you can see, Kalker's there. P2 has come out behind Jono, and the reason Rafa pitted there is because of the time limit. He wouldn't have had enough time to get round to do another lap. Mental Nolan, he's saying in the chat there he thinks it's going to be a 36.5 for pole. I thought it would be somewhere in the 36s. We certainly are there right now. And certainly from Kalker's first sector on his last attempt, he's got plenty of time in there. And Kalkers will be hoping that he can just stick behind Janel at a decent enough distance where he can get a big slipstream on his outside. That's why I'm following, because I want to see if he ends up doing that. But his yellow flags to deal with first as Medium Pilot. Gives up a bit too late there, or maybe he's hit the wall or something on the way into the pit lane and it's reset him or something, but he's reversing into the pit lane there. Weird one. Excuse me. Sneezing. Right then, let's see. How does Kalkers go about this? He'll want to be close, but not too close. He backs up a bit. That's not going to help his run. That will not help his run. He could have stayed a bit closer there and nicked this little section, because he is a couple of seconds of that quicker so far anyway than Jono. Maybe if Jono makes another mistake, he could come back to Kalkers later. But he has started his final qualifying lap in the Mercedes. Let's watch him as he heads round, currently in P2. As I say, we know from his first sector on the last lap that he's got plenty of time to gain. At least 3/10 on his own, but he's had a bit of a slide at turn 1 there. Shouldn't affect him too badly into turn 2, but it is something that he'll probably be playing on his mind. Marquez, Drez and Rafa are out on the mediums, by the way. Medium Pilot is out of qualifying. He is in the pit. He's done. He's going to sit back and watch now. And he will be qualifying on mediums as well. So we're going to have 4 medium runners by the looks of it in this final end. Well, 3, but then 1 who's already set the lap. And Marquez will be starting last at this rate because he's got a 5-place grid penalty for blocking. Through the castle section, that's not a great place to be blocking. That would have been maybe around his teammate, possibly. In fact, he will be coming round now, his teammate. Where's the car he was blocking then? Was it the Renault or what? It's a weird one there. Zach is staying behind, so Zach doesn't seem too interested in passing him, actually. Is that going to be the issue? There's Janel threading his way through. And then Kalker's nearly crashing, and if anyone's going to get a penalty there, I would have thought it'd be Zach, but apparently not. Look at the slipstream he's going to get now, Kalkers. He's on for pole. Does he have a good run? Surely he's going to have a nice slipstream here on the Red Bull. Let's find out, though. He is up by just enough. He had a little mistake at turn 1. Had to thread his way through traffic, so it has not been the cleanest lap. It will certainly be advantage speedster, you would have thought in that respect. But can Kalkers take provisional pole? At the moment, he's on for it, but he just about misses out by half a tenth. And it's all about speedster, Zach, and Lormans now. Lormans will be last man across the line, so keep an eye on him right now on those softs. But it is about speedster at the moment. He is up in the first sector. He is on for pole as it stands, and he's going to have to worry about no traffic. The track will probably be at its best at this final stage, but we'll find out just how much he can improve. A little slide there for turn 7. It's like he got on the power too early or something. Nice commitment there up the hill. Oh, he's tapped the wall Hamilton style. That could have damaged the front wing. He's really made a bit of a mess of that there, to be honest with you, and he's retired as a result of it. Is Kalker still going? He is not. Jano, by the way, is P5 now after his first lap. Here's Andre. He's up by enough to maybe get by Marquez at the line. We'll see. Obviously, Drez and Marquez are still on a lap, and Marquez just crashed, I think, at the castle section. It wouldn't surprise me. Drez not up at the moment, but Andre to the line does go P7 then. Medium pilot, of course, is 6th, and he will be starting on those mediums. But let's go back to Zach and to Lormans. See how we're getting on. Lormans has had a bad lap. It's not gone well for him. Zach is not up by enough to make any positions right now, and Kalkers is obviously crawling round the track. It looks pretty good now for Speedster to be on pole. I don't know what's happened to Lormans, but he must have hit the wall. He has hit the wall. Look at this though. Zach's going to get a 6 slipstream here off the back of Jano. That will maybe help him. Maybe. We'll find out. Does he get any positions off that? No. But do you know what? If he took the rest of the lap up, that slipstream would have been absolutely perfect for him. Lormans will cross the line in P4. So let's just quickly look at the best times then. So, top 5 all started at the softs, as is Andre in 8th. Marquez qualified on hards, but will start 11th. The key 2 will get free tyre choice. Drez is on hards as well, and then you've got medium pilot and Rafa on medium. So we've got plenty of different tyre choices out there in that top 10. And looks like Juglar has arrived just in time for the race as well. So we'll have a 12-car field here at Baku. Maybe that's a blessing. Maybe that's a good thing. Because the last thing we want is, you know, carnage. But we'll see how it all goes. It's a dry start for this one. But yeah, doesn't mean we won't get Anyway, Speedster is on pole from Kalkers, Zach, Lormans and Janel, top 5 on the sauce. Then medium pilot and Rafa on the mediums. Don't quite know why Pablo Juglar's left. He would have got a place. Rafa's 7th, like I say, on mediums as well. Medium pilot 6th. Andre 8th on the softs. Marquez and Drez qualifying on hards, but Drez will start 9th, Marquez 11th, and Lakichi will get free tyre choice. I believe Marquez also have to start on the hards, so I'm not too sure on that one, but we'll find out, I guess, when we head to the grid to see what tyres people choose. Janel says he's got no clean laps in. And yes, Janel's weather predictions were correct. It is a nice dry start. And we just wait to see what people are going to do. Right, sharing a few more links out just in case, right? You never know if anyone else will want to watch the start, right? Maybe it's incredibly optimistic, but anyway, we're all off the grid. Marquez does have to start in the hards. Lakichi will choose mediums, so that's pretty simple. It is a question, and we know Medium Pilot and Rafa are probably two of the quickest drivers on this field, even though Rafa's just sat there. I don't think he's disqualified from the qualifying or from the formation or anything. I don't know what's happened there, but yeah, Medium Pilot and Rafa, they're very good on the pace. Medium Pilot, of course, nearly won, I think, in Bahrain, but then he had his gearbox pack up, sent him spinning off. And even while two Alfa Romeos were crashing into each other, he just wasn't able to catch because his car was broken. So maybe he'll be hoping for some redemption today. It does feel like he could do a good race today from P6 on mediums. They will last well longer than the sauce, get him well to the first stint and give him a fresher set of tyres for the end of the race. So keep your eye on him. But we'll go through the grid once again. It is Speedster who is on pole for Alfa Romeo, then Kalker's second for Mercedes. Zach is third for the Renault team, with Lorman's fourth in Toro Rosso and Janel fifth for Red Bull. That's 5 different constructors in the top 5. Then Medium Pilot second Mercedes in P6 with Rafa, the first Ferrari and only Ferrari. In P7, Andre is in P8 for Williams. Dre's in P9 for McLaren, with Akitu in Haas starting 10th, and Marquez second Red Bull starting from plumb last on the grid. Only Connell with us today. Al is the Racing Point Formula 1 team, unfortunately. Janel saying Odems is lovely. Well, it's good to know you like your teammate, isn't it? Even though something tells me that you don't actually like him, that he's caused you to be disqualified from the formation up, yes? Just curious. But well, teammates maybe don't get all on too well, but well, obviously you have got to keep an eye as well, since Dres and Marquez, at the end of the day, they are starting 9th and 10th, 9th and 11th, because of the way we don't have that many people on the grid. It gives this alternate strategy an edge, possibly. We'll see if these guys can win, or at least be close to the top. Marquez especially. I know he's got pace, we all know he's got pace, but he just has a bit of a... he hasn't got a great feel of the brake pedal though, but well, we'll see how it all goes. 26 laps around the Baku City Circuit here on the shores of the Caspian Sea. We got 4 and now 5 lights ahead of the drivers. Lights out, away we go. Good start from Speedster from the front row, but it looks like equally good stuff from Kalkers. Is there a move into turn 1? There's a crash, certainly, as Kalkers takes the lead. Zach P2, but who was involved there? It looked like Jano was caught up with a Williams at least of Andre. Is there any front wing damage there for either of the cars, or was it just a spin? Is the front wing broken for Jano? Anyone else involved? It looks like Lakichi had a great start as a result of it all, but it looks like only Jano was involved. I don't really know, because it looks like the Williams just had to sort of get out of it to avoid hitting him, but no damage caused. But we'll see. It's hard to tell with these front wings, but it looks like Andre has broken the front wing actually on the right hand side. Maybe he was involved. He's just gone off the track as well. So we've already effectively lost 2 people from the running, unfortunately, here. It's the dangers as well at Baku, isn't it? The last thing he wants is a start line crash, but yeah. Kalker's a second clear at the front, but it's all about Rafa now rather than Medium Pilot, because he's got right up there, and Medium Pilot has now got Lakichi for company as well. Marquez had a good start too, so plenty of these alternate strategies actually gonna work. We'll find out if they start pulling their way up the field. Their first target is going to be the Toro Rosso, a rather vulnerable looking Toro Rosso of Lorman's. I'm going to try and watch that start back just to see what happened there, because I was very focused on the leading battle because I knew that was going to be a move. I don't know, it's why am I did he just spin on his own maybe? Did he just get it too lit up off the line, did Janel? Or was there a tap? No, he's just lost it on his own, and he has hit a car. Which one did he hit? As he gets by Dres into the face. Was it the McLaren he made? It couldn't have been. He hits someone, definitely. It's hard to tell from the way the camera shot showed it, you see. But Dres does retire, unfortunately. It is very difficult to tell. Who does he hit? I'm sure he hit the Williams. It's the Williams, yeah, he definitely hit the Williams. Okay. Okay, good. Alright, so it's the Williams then that General made contact with. And sadly, into the pits he goes. Dres, don't know quite now why he's retired, but he must have had front wing damage or something. So we are down officially to 10 in this one. 25 laps still to go. And it's looking pretty good for P2. Nice battle brewing here. Lormans, though, as I say, probably the first of these soft runners under real pressure from the guys on the mediums, as that's nearly into the wall. Does Lakitu get away with it? We obviously saw that he had a crash in qualifying, but that was perilously close. In fact, it was luckily the wall went out like that. Very good luck. But yeah, luckily no damage caused. Speedster, that's what I say, was close. He's just lost all that advantage. In fact, he's fallen behind. But then the system on this track is so powerful, and the DRS, when it gets enabled on the next lap, well, start lap 3, which is now, it'll start to be a very much powerful tool. But look at this, we're going to see maybe 3 wide here for turn 1. This is extremely important for these guys in the medians to get by Lormans cleanly and without having any sort of incident with themselves, because the further they get out of the field and the more quickly they can do that, the better their races look. As down the inside goes Medium Pilot and getting by as well. And now it's Lakitu's turn with that DRS I was talking about. Lormans wasn't in a sort of DRS detection zone, so he's fallen 3 places then in the space of 3 corners. And Rafa's next target is Speedster, who isn't in DRS of Zach anymore. So, well, he is, but he keeps sort of dropping in and out of it. Marquez now, in fact, is on the back of Lormans 2. He'll be very much looking forward to getting past. Of course, he is certainly a factor. You can't sort of count him out, as Lormans has a big slide. He's like he hit the curb and it's just lit it up. He's really not enjoying these soft tyres at the present moment. Medium Pilot is very close, by the way, to Rafa still. Now Rafa's not going to have any sort of tow or DRS or anything, so surely Medium Pilot is seeing this as his chance to take the upper hand and be the guy who leads the medium runners to the podium in the coming laps. We'll wait and see. Further back, Marquez certainly right on Lormans. It's almost like Lormans has a puncture or something. He's just seemingly seen his tyres fall completely off the cliff already. Will he be making a stop? I'm sure he can go to the end on the hards now, but we'll find out. Here comes Medium Pilot on Rafa, who will stay to the inside line. Medium Pilot, oh dear, Janel's crash. We've got a virtual safety car. Did Medium Pilot get past beforehand? He did not. I was worried it was Marquez there, but it wasn't, and I think that must be up the hill. Oh, flip me. Andres has left, and I think Medium Pilot actually did get ahead. Did he get ahead? They keep switching. They can't decide who was ahead of who, these two. Sadly, we weren't watching them. Or sorry, we were watching them, but I switched at the wrong moment. We're switching again here, these two. As Speedster goes off the track, he's gone as well. Is he out of this one, or has he just got that completely wrong? What a weird thing to happen. He's just sort of lost full concentration. He's going to have 15 seconds to get back up to where he was, I think. We'll see. Rafa and Medium Pilot are still arguing over this. We still can't figure out which positions these two are in. Do you know what they're doing? Maybe they are just switching back and forth, and each of these moves is putting on a timer. Speedster and Lorman swapping as well now. As well, what a weird situation we're in. We see Medium Pilot and Rafa not being able to decide what's going on. As we go green, I think Speedster was ready to go green way before Lakitu. There was a little tap there. No front wing damage, but weirdly, as I say, Speedster just going straight off. It was an odd incident, to say the least. He must have hit pause, or maybe 48 pause, or whatever, but it's gone wrong. We are down to 8 in this race. And luckily, we're all pretty close outside of the top 3. He's done it again. Lakitu's crashed it again out of the corner that starts the final sector off, so I guess he'll be pitting for some hards now. If he can get round. So he did this in qualifying at this corner, but instead he's done it at another corner. Just the corner before, pretty much, the start of the final sector. As Rafa gets back into P3, and Marquez gets ahead of Lormans at last. What does Akiti do? Of course he does that. Of course he'll do that. Why wouldn't he do that? Why wouldn't you just do that, for God's sake? Yeah. Yeah. We're down to 7 then. It feels like the Baku curse has certainly arrived then. It's only lap 5 of this race and we are dropping numbers like crazy. This is more you'd see out of the race than you would probably see in a regular race. It just shows how chaotic it's been, but medium pilot is staying within Rafa's DRS range. That's important because it means you'll get the system to tow you around the track plenty enough, and it'll give you a chance into turn 1 because, as I say, that whole last sector is just flat out. But he is falling back. ERS isn't too much of an issue right now. These two both have enough to get through the final sector alive. It's pretty easy to save ERS around this track in the race, so it shouldn't be much of a problem. Sadly, we're getting no gaps on Lormans to Marquez, but I don't think we need it. I mean, you can see it clearly on screen. Like I say, I'm pretty sure Lormans is racing LR3 tomorrow, and I'm very happy to see that he can't drive around this track. Whoop, whoop. Don't tell him I'm celebrating that, though, because he'll be triggering and he'll probably beat me. Pit stop. Pit stop. Zach is making the early switch to the hards. It's a pretty big pit window for these softs, actually. It just depends fully on what you are comfortable with doing, really. You could do 8 laps on the tyres, or you could do 4 laps, as we're seeing here. We've got plenty more in the pits as well. We've got Space and Lormans following him in. Maybe a bit of an optimistic undercut attempt, but we'll see how it works out. That obviously promotes Rafa up into P2 now. And we'll see how he gets on. These guys won't need to pit until probably about lap 12. Something like that. A lap 11, 12 sort of range. They'll certainly be in it for the win. As will Marquez. These three, just look at them. They are going to be the people to watch for this one. And of course Calcars. This could well be the top 4 at the end, but we'll find out. Calcars, is he losing any time to these guys in mediums yet? As I say, it's quite a flexible pit window, but it does look like they are starting to catch it a little bit. It's not dramatic, but it is there. And maybe we will have to see a pit stop from him at the end of the lap. Although Zach, it does take a while to get these tyres heated up, and as you can see, Zach is losing time to Marquez a bit in some areas. And he is the main challenger on this particular strategy anyway, to Calcars, so we will see what happens with that. Hitting the wall a bit. Hopefully there's no damage. There is no damage, good. And, well, a huge amount of time lost in the last sector, because I think Calcars was just saving his ERS or something. He certainly dropped off a lot, but into the pits he comes. Medium pilot not close enough to go for the move, but let's see, is it a nice clean stop? Indeed it is. It's a one stop as well, so everyone who's yet to pit, who are still out there, are now in the top 3. They are Marquez, medium pilot, and Rafa. Zach, is he going to be anywhere near? He is closer, certainly, but not close enough. So Rafa leads this race. Medium pilot second, Marquez third, but Calcars hasn't got to pit again, so he is still the net lead, but he will be considerably slower than I would have thought, than the others at the end, especially Marquez, who would be maybe on the softs or the mediums. Depends what he thinks is achievable from where he is right now. I'm sure he will be assessing the situation not very hard. He won't really, actually. But I'm sure he'll give it maybe a second's of thought. First, a safety car might have helped his cause. It gives you an extra sort of half lap on the tyre to cool it down. As I say, you could do 8 laps and no sauce if you're good enough, and you can keep the pace. So maybe say a lap 20 pit stop for Marquez on those hards, get some on the sauce to the end. That could be what we see. Anyway, medium pilot. He's been saving the ERS. I say it is quite easy to do. A lot more ERS saved than Rafa anyway. And we've got a move for the lead. Surely about to happen once again. Here we go down towards turn 1. Like I say, the toe is pretty impressive here, but he's actually not taking that slipstream. He's decided he's going to show him where he's going and then not go there. Don't tease. I don't like it when people tease moves. Please, come on, we'll be here long enough already as it is. Just do something. The gaps are crippling already, look at him. It's your only fight on track, so don't tease me. I want to see you two going side by side. Stop getting out of the slipstream. As you can see, Rafa is saving ERS now. If it were me, I'd be saving all the way from turn 3 all the way to the top of the castle. I'd imagine that's what medium pilot's doing, and then at the top of the castle I go up to 2, and then wait until the final section if I need to, I go up to 4. And, you know, wash and repeat, do that every lap and you should be alright. Difference here though is that medium pilot, he can use his ERS in other parts of the track because he's got it saved a bit more handily. Rafa actually goes up to 3 there. Same with medium pilot. So medium pilot will hold on there. He'll stay nice and close. Bigger corner cut there, certainly. But yeah, just once again showing that he's there, and eventually we should see a move. Here we go. Down the main straight. In a moment anyway. Last few corners first, of course. And DRS, half a second the gap, closing to 4/10, and then it'll be to 3/10, 2/10, 1/10, and hopefully past if you're optimistic. But he's not even using his DRS, his medium pilot. It's a really odd tactic, this. I don't really know why. Maybe he doesn't want a cat and mouse game. Maybe he just wants to get the move done on whatever lap he's pitting on, and then pit ahead. Maybe that's what he's planning. Maybe he's going to plan the undercut, but he wants to be passed first. So maybe he's going to pit lap 11, pass him at the start of lap 11, and pit at the end of lap 11. Simple as that. Maybe. It would stop, like I say, the cat and mouse game for a while. They also don't want to fight, I guess, too hard, because Marquez will start catching eventually. Those hards will eventually become better than the mediums. It will take a while, but it will happen. They're getting nice and close to that wall, aren't they, at the castle? So they are fully committed around here. And maybe a bit too committed. It felt like Rafa went a bit wide there, and I think he has lost a bit of that time he gained. So, is he feeling the pressure? Hope he's not, because he's not really being challenged too much at the minute. Medium pilot certainly is just calculating this one and deciding when the right time is to strike. I have a feeling that time's up now. But we'll see it in turn 1. How he gets on. Pitting early, or maybe just trying to show Rafa once again, hello, I'm here. Feel free to take my dummy and pit instead. But yeah, he does seem to be cunning. He's got a cunning plan for Rafa, and I think he feels he's already ahead pretty much. He just has to nail his strategy and nail his mind games. I feel he knows exactly what he's doing right now. Because you can see he's clearly quicker in straight line. And that'll be very much to his advantage, I would have thought. But we'll find out in a few laps, I reckon, what he's going to do about this. Because, will it be a stop soon? Will it be a pit in on this lap? Or what? Is it going to be another little dummy? Will he, you know, has he got this calculated as I think he might? I don't know where to find out, and that's by watching and finding out. The gap is staying quite consistent every lap, and that is because they're both pretty much doing the same things on the ERS, just except Rafa's doing it at a lower rate. It is a particularly low rate though. It's like lower than low. He's only got 35%. Is that going to be enough to really get him down there by starting to bog down a little bit? Will medium pilot take this chance and pass? Or is he going to pit? Or is he going to pass and then pit? Let's see what he does. He'll want to be the first man into the pits on this strategy. But it looks like Rafa is pretty tight to that inside line. He's covering off any dummies and he will indeed pit. Medium pilot then has to do the lap of his life. Although, as I say, I feel he's sort of planned for every eventuality here. He does seem much quicker than Rafa. Just waiting to use that pace. Will he beat Zach out of the pit? He will not, but he'll be close to him. It's still a net P3, but it's a long way off the lead. It's only 5 lap near tyres. Can he catch? What's that gap? 4 seconds, pretty much. Can you catch that? 4.5 seconds? We'll wait and see on that one. Like I say, I think Marquez will be, well, what, more like 9 seconds off the lead when he eventually pits. Or maybe he'll be a bit more by then, but maybe he's the guy that you want to look more for an outside for the win. Obviously, you're seeing that they're cutting the corners quite a lot. I'm assuming they're not going to be in trouble for that. Love the way Marquez 4th lap just didn't. No one counted it. No one cared about it. So warnings maybe are only for collisions here. It does appear you can just cut every corner you fancy on this track without any big penalty. Anyway, Marquez will now take the lead. He's just about to set his fastest lap as well. And didn't quite get there, but certainly had a fastest middle sector for himself. So he's, yeah, still got nice consistency on the tyres. But medium pilot, has he done the lap of his life? Has he done what he needed to do? Rafa could be getting bogged down by Zach in a second, but will it also be medium pilot holding him down? We're going to be side by side, possibly up to turn 2. Let's see who's getting this one. It is Rafa, but he's now going to try and pass Zach as well. He's got one car behind, one car ahead. It's very much a pass or a B pass situation here for these two. Or for Rafa only, really, I guess. Let's see what they do. Out in 4th and 5th, which we think could be a net 3rd and 4th, and it just depends how Marquez handles this. He needs a safety car maybe to make this work a bit better. I just don't know. It does look like the new tyres definitely do have a lot of pace, though, don't they? I mean, Zach is seemingly under huge pressure. And you can see it. He just seems a bit more squirmy, a bit more panicky. Not comfortable at all for the man in the Renault. Interestingly, these guys both have their pit lights on, so I think they've both tried to undercut each other. They both sort of pitted way earlier than maybe they wanted to, as Rafa comes to try and pass. I think Zach went quite wide at the last corner. It should be a pretty easy move, but it's all about whether medium pilot finds a way through quickly as well. Riding on board, he looks relatively close, but Rafa's on the inside of Zach, passing for 3rd place on the track. Good move. Nice and calm, nothing too dramatic. Although Zach is staying quite close, he'll get a dose of DRS, but probably won't be much use to him. Medium pilot will be liking the DRS like a lot more, and certainly at the start of lap 14 you would imagine you'd be getting by the Mercedes driver. It appears Marquez is keeping the gap nice and consistent at the top, so if he can keep pace like that on the top, maybe if he, you know, can keep it another 5, 6, 7, 8 laps, then he Could try soft. I feel he will. Mediums is definitely possible. It's probably the easier one to go for, maybe the more sensible one to go for, but for outright speed, maybe he feels he could do soft and he'd be about 3 seconds a lot quicker, and I could just get you there. I could get you where you want to be. By the way, Speedster, despite his errors, is not out of this one. He is sort of still within touching distance. If these guys start to squabble too much, expect Speedster to maybe catch up a little bit. Lormans has just been into the pits again. I wonder if he's had a crash or something, but he's now 32 seconds off the back of Speedster. Marquez is pitting for some mediums, so, well, I'm always wrong, but he's always like my more adventurous strategies, I guess. Zach is being overtaken by medium pilot, I think, I hope, I kind of expect. There he goes. There is a bit of front wing there. I don't know who's that. Oh, do you know what? Virtual safety car. I was about to say, that's Lorman's in the wall, what a shame, but what a godsend that is for Marquez. Because that will have saved him about 5 seconds, that. He will be sitting back and thinking, yeah, I did quite well. He's 11 seconds off the leader, but it would have been a lot more. It's now under 11. VSA did not last very long. It almost feels like it lasted just about enough time to help this guy out. It's now under 10 seconds. So it's really worked out for him. We will certainly watch him. 6 cars left in this race. Will it be the car from 6th place who comes up to take the victory? I must say, maybe. I think it's a possibility now. No, it worked out really superbly well for Marquez. Lucky as all hell, but he'll take it. It just gives him a win. Or even a podium or anything. He's only 3 seconds off this fight for second. He's really having a good day now, Marquez. Coming from last on the grid, remember. Is the win there for him? Is the win here for Rafa or Medium Pilot? Or will Kalkers lead away and not be challenged for the rest of the race? Well, only halfway through the race now. We've got plenty of answers to find. So we will watch and hope that this gets interesting, because it certainly looks that way, doesn't it? Marquez, we will, I think, keep an eye on him for this lap, because he could find himself, 1, setting a fastest lap and getting the extra point you get for that, and 2, passing Speedster for P5, question mark? Let's see. Seems rather healthy on the ERS side of things. Fuel as well, looking handy. He just has to keep his head. He has to use his brakes wisely and not crash, Marquez. Don't crash, right? I feel like I'm being a bit of a mentor here again, but don't put it in the wall. Okay? Just in case you fancied hitting the wall. I know you do that quite a lot. Gat's going to fall under 8 seconds in a moment, and he's now within DRS range of Speedster. Like I say, you can just go in a cut like that, like a madman. Oh, he did get a warning for that one though. I was to be fair, I was gonna say, no wonder I checked it. That one did look a bit too far, didn't it? I was about to say, if he got away with that one, it would have been a bit ridiculous, wouldn't it? But he didn't. Anyway, he's actually fallen back out of DRS a bit. He's saved the ERS a tad more for the middle sector, maybe pacing himself a bit. But surely he's gonna have to unleash the beast now. As Rafa starts to catch up to Kalkers, we're going to have a freeway five lead, certainly. But will Marquez join that one soon? It depends how soon he can. I would say he could be there within about 5 laps. He's got, he's got 11. He's got plenty of time. Medium Pilot's got by Rafa, by the way, on the main strip. But Marquez, he has to be careful, be careful, be careful, be careful. He was not careful. Ah well, there goes that. So, as I say, Medium Pilot got by Rafa on that main strip. But I don't think that's much of a problem for Rafa, if I'm being brutally honest. I know we say here that, Medium Pilot's wanting to pace himself. It doesn't feel like that's significant a move though right now, because Kalkers That's their main focus. I don't think it really matters which of these two takes them on. It's going to slow all three down. I'm sure if they're watching the stream, though, they'll be very happy to know that Marquez made that mistake, because it did cost him about 3 or 4 seconds. That, and while he might still catch, maybe, he's going to hope that Kalkers holds on to this lead for dear life. If he can or not remains to be seen. But we've got 8 seconds separating the top 6 in this race. As I say, we have 11 laps to try and figure out who's going to win this one. It could honestly be any of the 6, except for Kalkers. That is just one step too far. He's cut that massively. So that could be him, honestly, relegated down to 6th. What does he do then? Does he have to... I guess he just has to hold on to this lead for as long as possible now. Even though he knows he's lost the race, he has to keep with it. I feel like I'm cursing everyone, by the way. You know, I go and talk about Marquez saying he may get up there. First thing he does is crash. Then I go in to look at Kalkers, and what's the first thing he does? He's getting a penalty and medium pilot. That's what I'm saying. He's so nervous for going for moves. That's why I'm saying Rafa may not mind falling behind him too much. Even if he... Well, maybe he just doesn't have pace. I don't know. We'll find out. But Kalkers, he'll be happy that it's medium pilot trying to pass him and not anyone else. Because medium pilot is just so scared of an overtake by the looks of it. He'll not go for this. It's just... He doesn't go for moves. I'm going to go to leader gap, I think, because quite frankly, this is not going to need interval in a minute, because medium pilot is not going to get past his teammate for a while. They're both saving ERS well in the middle sector. Medium pilot is net leader. He doesn't have to pass. But if he does, to be honest, he doesn't, but he kind of does, doesn't he? Let's be honest, but yeah. We will see. We will see how this all goes. Well, I'll tell you what though, for a 6-car race, I must say I was worried this could be a little less entertaining than another race would, but certainly this is built not to be a pretty grandstand finish style situation. Medium pilot then. Behind his teammate Kalkers. Looked like Kalkers had a bit of a slide there. I think I may have switched on board at a bad moment. Rafa right on the back of these two as well. Medium pilot ahead already on penalties, but now passing before turn 1. But Rafa is surely going to get the 2 of them. He's got a fantastic run. Here he goes on 1. Will he get both? Medium pilot now leads this race. Rafa's now in 2nd place, but no room to find his way past. Marquez now just 5.4 seconds off the lead. And he can see them. He can see the leaders up ahead. But first he has to try and get past this guy. Oh, he's made another mistake. I'm just going to leave him alone, honestly, and just watch these guys at the front. Because quite frankly, there's no point watching Marquez, because he just keeps making mistakes. As does medium pilot. If he keeps doing that, as he broke the front wing now. It's difficult to tell when they tap the wall, they break the front wing, because it's a black end plate on half of them. So you have to maybe get into good light to finally realise, oh wait, no, he's fine, he's fine, he's fine. Panic over. So, what Rafa needs is to save... Oh, they've hit! Kalkers went on the inside, and then Rafa just... Well, what was Rafa meant to do there in that situation, to be honest? What was he meant to do? Kalkers maybe a bit frustrated still from his penalty and losing the lead in 2nd place. Went for a bit of an audacious move there into turn 7. And Rafa and Kalkers are pretty much out of the running for the lead. Are they going to have to pit? You'd think they would. But this is a golden opportunity now for medium pilot to get away. And these guys are all catching. There's Marquez on the inside of Speedster. It took him a while, but now he can see 2nd place just up the road. And he will be starting to dream of the victory. He's got fast lap, but he almost certainly won't keep that. These guys have to pit, surely. Kalkers, is he even defending from Zach there? Is there any point? Surely it's the pit lane for these two. And, well, they may end up fighting this one out later on track, and this could end up in tears in a moment. Marquez has been overtaken again by Speedster. He's done it again on the inside of turn 1. For God's sake, Odems, would you just stop crashing, man? The win is there for you. Oh, man. I don't know who's more frustrated, me or him, watching this. This is literally a car crash in motion. He just doesn't know how to overtake. And I said this earlier. He just doesn't know what to do with that brake pedal. He's like he's attracted to hitting stuff. It's incredible. He just can't stop crashing. He's tried to pass Speedster 3 times in this race, and each and every time it's gone completely tits up. Oh, it's frustrating that. Because he's costing himself the race, you know? He's now 10 seconds back. He arguably should be right on Medium Pilot's tail by now. But alas, he's gone and bottled it. Oh dear. He's going to be getting a lot of abuse from me later. Well, he's already getting the abuse now, in case you couldn't tell. But, yeah. Now, I'm noticing that Raf is now 5 seconds clear. Was there a front wing change? Did he change the wing? He did change it. I just guess Calkers was so far back. Weird that, because I would have thought they'd been right next to each other when they came out, but I guess not. Maybe there was a bit of holding up going on in the pit lane. Ah, well. I think this is a story of what if today, isn't it? What if Marquez didn't bin it 3 times in the same... Well, twice nearly spin, and then 1 other time when he messed the move up. What if he didn't do that? What if Rafa and Calkers didn't kill each other? What if Calkers in the first place didn't get a 5-second time penalty for a huge corner cut? What if Speedster didn't go off to Narnia during the virtual safety car? Are we forgetting that one? Into turn 3, I'm still kind of baffled as to why just here he just went straight on in the virtual safety car. He lost so much time. Zach is probably the only guy here without a what if, I guess, and a medium pilot too, because they're the only 2 who have kept it clean, and I guess, well, they earned this one too so far because they haven't been making any mistakes. Every single other driver's made a mistake today, in one form or another. But it's not over yet, of course. There's still going to be 6 laps to go at the end of this one. Anything can happen. And, well, from what we've seen from today, pretty much anything will happen. Oh no, it has happened. Who's it in the wall? That is Rafa reversing up the hill. Calkers is going to hit him. And they've crashed into each other for the 2nd time today. And that just sums it up. That really does. And these 2 are not happy with each other. They are not happy in the slightest. Calkers is absolutely a man who's just... You can almost see the steam coming out of his ears right now. He has just had the most frustrating last few laps. Rafa as well. No front wing. He's probably contemplating just what on earth could have happened today. He knows he should have won the race, I think. Yeah, well, looks like Marquez is caught back up. He may still salvage P2, Marquez, but he's certainly not going to win this one unless Medium Pilot makes some sort of mistake. Surprised Raf is actually still going. I would have thought he would just have given up. So fair play to him. He'll go for a fastest lap, I guess. I guess that's pretty much all he can do. So we're down to 5 in this one then, and it is a pretty interesting fight for P2 now. Zach being chased down by Speedster and Marquez. Marquez, you would assume, would be absolutely miles quicker, but then again, he hasn't been able to pass his Alpha in 3 attempts. So let's try for the 4th time to get past this Alpha. He'll get a nice slipstream off Zach as well, but I think it's going to be 4th time for failure. Yep. Although on the exits, He may have a chance. Does he get it into turn 2? Indeed he does. I think Speedster has got it a bit wrong in turn 1 anyway, so Marquez a little too late maybe. But here comes Marquez now on Zach. He will not get him, I don't think, here. But we'll see later on if he can get the move done. He has, like I say, got this lap and then another 4 laps afterwards. But Speedster, he probably won't be too happy that he's lost this after holding off for so long. Medium pilot is now nearly 9 seconds clear. Like I said, our alternate strategy means he does have the tyres to get to the end with much more pace, just because they aren't worn as much. It's to be expected with that, so that'll be why he's pulling away just so much now. He'll win this race by probably about 10 seconds if Marquez doesn't get by Zach. Although saying that, he is losing buckets of Zach, so we'll see how much Medium Pilot wins it by, but it looks like he will win it. Then again, saying that, you just, once again, don't know what can happen in this race. It's just happened so many times. But, here comes Marquez. P2 would be... He'll have salvaged it, and I don't think he'll be happy with it, honestly. Because he knows he should have won this one today. I think we all know he should have won this one today. But here he comes on the DRS anyway. To salvage something from last on the grid to P2, it looks good on paper, but if you watch the race back, you'll be like, yeah, he should have won this one. Round the outside, in fact, he's had that many collisions that he's just ghosting through the cars now. That's how bad it's been, by the looks of it. It's a weird one, that. I'm pretty sure that's... If you have too many collisions, you just ghost. So, yeah. Oh well, he's up to P2 anyway. Speedster wants to try and get by Zach now as well. Let's watch Rafa. He's going to set the fastest lap in a second. He'll pick up 11 World Championship points as a result. I need to think he will anyway. He'll need some gargantuan effort to mess this up from here, but yes, let's see. Round the last corner he comes. Little kink. Should be by about 2.5 seconds, I would have thought, the fastest lap of the race. Not exactly a qualifying lap. In fact, he's going to derate. But yeah, he would have been 2.5 if he hadn't derated. Fastest out of the race. 11 World Championship points. That's pretty much all you can get now. Still, not a happy bunny, I don't think. I don't think any of these guys are going to be particularly happy today. Just going through the field, Janel, he crashed on the first lap. Hit this guy, Andre. Broke his front wing, the Williams driver. And I mean, Janel, he literally spun off all on his own. It was all him. So he'll be a bit miffed by that one, I'm probably sure. Lakichi had the exact same crash he had earlier. Normans didn't seem to have much pace and he binned it. Kalkers and Rafa, they collided twice. Zach, I don't know, will he be happy with this P4? He's been overtaken by Speedster, who, I guess, maybe Zach would think, well, if the Speedster hadn't went off to Narnia earlier under the VSC, he would have been miles clear, and well, that's just what I'm going to say. Speedster, arguably he should have been P2, maybe arguably he should have won the thing if he hadn't went off so far off the track at this corner here when the first VSC came out earlier on in the race. And then Marquez, of course, crashed a lot and bottled the win himself, and Medium Pilot, calculated, controlled race, did nothing wrong, and he's going to reap the rewards for that in just 2 laps time. There's his teammate, it's going to lap him. I wonder what the repercussions are going to be for that move from Kalkers, by the way, because I mean, it's a weird one, because Kalkers, he has the first crash with Rafa in turn 7, when he, by the looks of it, just dives at the inside, and you can't pass into there unless you've got a death wish. Which he clearly did, because they crashed and both lost their front wings. And then up the hill, Rafa crashed, the car didn't ghost, and Kalkers went into him, and then Kalkers, out of rage, tried to take him out. But yeah, I feel Kalkers maybe would look back at that and think that was more his fault, I would have thought. But oh well, 2 to go. don't really know what happened to Drez though. It's only sort of one that I'm a bit confused about because he just sort of disappeared, didn't he? He pitted on the end of lap 1, must have just had some contact with somebody else, I guess. And that was the end of his day. But yeah, I don't think these guys are going to be too happy about the numbers. By the way, I hope we're going to get the numbers sorted for next week. Because obviously I don't think anyone's particularly happy that we're only going to have 5 finishers. We're working to get that sorted, so don't worry on that. We should have it covered, hopefully, for next time out. If there is a next time out, we genuinely don't know what's going to happen with this. Oh man. Sorry, I'm keeping an eye on the Arsenal score as well. We're losing now, I think. Are we losing? Of course we're losing. Joel Matip. How the... Oh well. We'll win it anyway. But then, like I said, I do know we have to get these numbers sorted because it's driving people away now. Personally, I'm not happy that we're only getting 4 viewers. You know, like I think we all want to try and make this like season 5 again. Basically, I think that's the goal. Because yeah, I don't know why it's not working. It just isn't for some reason. But we'll get this sorted, or at least we'll try to. Anyway, here comes Zach. Last chance maybe for him to get onto the podium. Is he going to throw one up the inside into turn 2 or 3? Didn't do it into turn 1. Is there a wrong front wing there actually on the right hand side? Yes, there is. Well, there's his what if. What if he didn't break the front wing? He could have been second, I guess. Depends on when that happened, of course, but it may certainly be costing him the chance to go for the podium, not damage, actually. See, I'm just looking for a what if for everyone. Not all we need is medium pilot now to just sort of, well, medium pilot. I mean, is there anything that he can really do? If he doesn't bin it here, I think it should be pretty sweet. And he'll be taking it as easy as he likes up the hill. He knows he doesn't really have to challenge this one now. He can just crawl to the finish and win this one with relative ease. And he was the highest qualifier on the medium tyres. We knew that he'd have a chance. Didn't quite transpire the way we all thought it would, but it certainly, at the end of the day, has him in the lead and has him about to take the checkered flag, and that's all that will matter to him. So, just a couple more corners to go. Nice and flat out, nice and easy. And just one more little straight to go. Medium pilot. I believe he started P6 on the grid. And he'll be coming home now to take victory here in Azerbaijan. He wins the Grand Prix here at Baku. Maybe he'll feel that's redemption for Bahrain. Marquez, P2. And I'm going to absolutely school him on how to drive an F1 car in a minute. And Speedster, doing some acrobatics across the line, but he gets P3 in the end. Zach was too far behind to take advantage of that, actually, because he crashed way before the line did Speedster. But he comes in P4. Rafael will be our last finisher in P5. Then we have Kalkers Andre, Lorman's the key to Janel Andres. I don't know if I should give Marcus driver today or not, because he kept crashing, but he made the most places. I don't know about that one. Anyway, here comes Rafa to the line. Very bad day for him. He'll know that. He knows he should have won this one, but he didn't. Coming to the line. It's P5, and that is it for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Yeah, only 5 finishes. I don't know what to say about that, unfortunately. We'll try now. We'll try again. We will try and have sort of higher numbers and more interesting racing, hopefully. But there's your winner, medium pilot, winner of round 4. They really do need new, like, podium things, celebrations. A bit stale now, aren't they? Alright, we'll confirm the order one more time. Medium pilot Marquez, Space Zach, Rafa Kalkers, Andre, Lormans, Lakitu, Janel, Andres. Thank you if you watched the race today. I've been a commentator on Wyatt. Hopefully next week we'll have a bit more people here and a bit more finishers. And yeah. Safe travel, everyone.